We'd like to welcome you to the podcast. Frankie Z, SKI with Frankie Z, the podcast. We got to put this thing on the table, put it on the wax, put it on the tracks, Jack. Get it going. All right, listen, I'm old school. This is a podcast about skiing. I just thought I'd welcome you to this. Got to throw a couple of thank yous and some shout outs. Started to work on a project about 6 or 7 years ago with a couple of guys. Jonathan Goldman, that works in movies, reality television, and some other things, projects. He's a recording artist over there in California, but he's from Phoenix. And another guy named Mike Waldrop. We started putting together a project that just didn't quite get over the hump, but it is what has inspired a lot of this show that we're listening to right now. So I got to throw those two guys out of peace, signed from Frank Diddy from the big city, and tell you guys thanks if you ever catch this episode. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to the list here. So moving right along. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Sportsman's Bar and Grill in Flagstaff, Arizona. Had a wonderful experience eating there again. I wanted to go over that. Number 2, webcam from Italy. We wanted to talk about that because there was a storm overnight in that town. It went from like this cool little town with the streets plowed, and they've got about a foot of snow in 4 hours. It was crazy. Number 3, I found the Michaela Shepherd interview, the lost interview that I've been looking for. Anywhere, but I've got it today, and we're going to play it. You're going to be able to hear it right from her. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. Then we're going to hit the music list. And the music list today is a shocker. So make sure you tune in for that. And then at the end of the show, I have a huge announcement. I can't even begin to tell you how cool this is. This thing is it's gonna blow up. So get ready for it. You'll love it. Stay tuned for the show. First thing we're going to do is we're going to move right on into the Sportsman's Lounge. I have it pulled up on my internet right now. So if you go to Google search and you pull up the Sportsman's Lounge, Flagstaff, Arizona, it'll ask you for a menu and a couple other options. So they have a Facebook page that you can go join. They also have, out of 5 stars, they have a 4.5. Let's see. They have a 3.5 star rating out of 5. And it says it's open 11 a.m. to 2 a.m., 1000 North Humphrey Street. Now, where this is, let me tell you how to get there before I start telling you about the place. Because as you're going up to ski in Flagstaff, there's 2 lefts that you make that have significance in that town. They both come right after the underpass, and there's only one underpass you can't make any mistakes. Go under the underpass, going north, make a left. This is the first of the 2. Make a left at Humphreys and San Francisco. It's also Route 66, by the way. So you're on Route 66, you take a left onto Humphreys. You're going north on Humphreys for about 1 mile. You're going to pass the ski house. You're going to pass the last chair. Both of those are great ski houses. They've got ski techs that are top notch. I recommend both. I honestly, I can't tell you which one to go to or not to go to because I think that they are both excellent. I've rented skis at both locations. I've had excellent service at both locations, in, out real quick. Anyway, moving up the ladder here. So you're driving up Humphreys and you pass the 2 ski shops and you're approaching the second left that has significance in this town. Instead of taking the left, continue up into the plaza. The Sportsman's lies just to your right, which would be east of that. What am I calling this? Shopping center that you just pulled into. And there's a Bash's right in front of you, and it sits to the end there. And right above the Sportsman's Lounge is the Flagstaff Hospital. So that's going to have some significance here in just a second. I'll tell you why. So as I go into the Sportsman's, I had this hamburger that was just so good. And I'm just a real simple guy. Give me a cheeseburger, medium well, with some French fries, some ketchup, some mustard, lettuce, some onion, some white onion, and then I'll stack it up. But just put that on my plate with me somehow. You know, a little. I call it a setup. They have a nice little hamburger setup, and they had a great setup. Beautiful plate presentation. Fries were done perfect. A friend of mine that we were with had some wings, and the wings looked beautiful. They were done. Those were so good. But my hamburger was cooked perfect, and the wings were great. So go to the Sportsman's, get yourself a nice little sandwich. They have a menu that's a little more broad than that, but wings and burgers and fries. Here's the thing. I'm looking at some pictures. It has a great green neon sign that says the Sportsman's, and it's right below the hospital, so you know there's all kinds of honeys pulling in there from up there at the medical center. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, moving on here. I was looking at the webcam in Cortina, Italy, and these guys got this dump over about a 4-hour period, and it looks like the weather is just being merciless on these poor guys. It looks like it ran through the Ukraine and moved right into northern Italy and just dumped on those guys from about 2 a.m. till about 7 a.m., 8 a.m. their morning. And the snow lightened up a little bit, but it didn't leave. So that's what's cooking over there in Italy. And I'm sure they're making runs and everybody's skiing and loving it, because I did find the lost interview with our girl over there competing. I'm going to play this clip from her, and I'm going to let you listen to this, and then we'll talk about it. Michaela Shepherd over in Cortina, Italy right now, waiting to compete on Monday, February 15th. So she has a little time off here. She took 300 days off last year because her father had a sudden accident and passed away. She dealt with that, came back, and now she's making her comeback. And here's what she's got to say about Italy and competing. Let's see here. Okay, get it all set up for ya. All right, and now
you ski a big event and you go for medal, you go for gold, and it doesn't always happen, that's for sure, but that's a goal. That's the only tactic. That's what literally every single person there is thinking, whether they have the ability to do it or not. That's where everybody's at, and I would say that's the same mentality I'm gonna have.
That doesn't get you pumped up. Listen, that's a physically fit. This chick's got her head right, it seems. I love this. So she's over in Italy. She's waiting to compete. She's ordering up Swiss and turkey sandwiches for lunch, because she's going to eat that Swiss chick's lunch And then there's this other chick that she's competing against, man, and she's so hot. Petrolova. All right, I'm kind of rooting for her too. So, no offense, I'm going for the American chick, number 1. But let's hope Petra gets number 2. Anyway, more importantly, that's the thing about this girl from America that I just love, this competitive little spirit that she's got, because she's a winner. She's proven it. She has, oh my God, so many wins. She's got so many medals in so many types of races. Like, she's just so impressive of a racer. It's fantastic. So we've got to give her a hand. We've got to give her a little respect. After hearing that, I sure did. But here's the tweet. It was just a dream, just a moment ago. Adidas, Atomic, Barella, Visa, Longines, Land Rover, Bose, Icon, Pass, Oakley, Leaky, and Roush. And so she gave a little shout out. And then there's another tweet here that shows her leaning up against this SUV, and she says, "Everybody, it's always nice." But that's what I'm talking about, where I think that she just needed to throw a little distraction out to kind of make, just to kind of feed the sharks out there. Oh, good tactic. I like it. That's what I'd recommend to you to do too. Don't go into hiding, because they'll come looking for you. The best thing is just face it right up front on your terms, like you're doing. So keep it up, girl. That's what I say. Good job. Hey, all right. So we're gonna be moving right into our music list here. Try some people with what's cooking, and don't forget about the big announcement that I'm gonna have here following the music list. Number 5. Seal, human beings. So, I was rolling around at a Seal concert, and he did an outside show stage at Town and Country at 20th Street in Camelback, and me and my date followed him up to Las Vegas because he was playing up there the next night. And we ended up losing all of our money and couldn't afford to go see Seal in Las Vegas, and ended up having to drive back the next day. Broke as a joke. And, that town can hurt you if you don't know what you're doing. It's like walking up on a rattlesnake and petting it like a dog. It can kill you if you're not careful. And Vegas, it won't kill you like that, but it can sure feel like it when you're sick. That town's hurt me a couple of times, I think. But I love that place, and I've learned to just how to mow over that town right. But I always thought, man, I'd have loved to seen Seal. I think he was playing at Planet Hollywood, is where he was at. Anyway, moving on. Number 4. Tears for Fears. Break It Down Again. This is one of those hidden gems, like a B-side song for these guys. And when you hear this song, you can just, it just pumps you up. It gets you going. It's just, it's like a great ski song. And moving into number 3, a David Bowie song. This Is Not America. Now, for you guys that are movie buffs, I think that this comes from a movie that came out in the 80s. Snowman? Scarecrow and the Snowman? Check that out. But David Bowie, This Is Not America. Number 2, The Fix, Stand or Fall. Yeah, I'm digging The Fix. That's always been a good band. Loving that. Okay, here we go. Moving on. Top song today, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Runaway Train. You know what? Tom Petty's got a few hits, but this is the one that made the list. Yeah. Music list today. Now the big announcement. I hope you're sitting down. I hope you're ready, because it's also a thank you. So, if you could do me a favor, if you're digging on the new ski news, if you're digging on the music list, I need you to subscribe, but I need you to do just one more step than subscribe. There's a bell there. You got to hit the bell. That's key. That's how it really helps the channel. I was doing a little research on this podcast shit on YouTube, and you got to subscribe and then hit the bell. That's what's key. If you could like the podcast, that'd be cool too. That's always a cool thing. Leave a comment. Here's what I gotta say. Right now we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcast, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, and we just got introduced Radio Public. Now that one snuck up on me. I didn't know that happened. So when I saw that, I went checking, and when I went checking, I found out one other thing. Thank you guys for helping this channel just blow up. We got accepted on Apple Podcasts last week. Thank you guys for that. Apple Podcast is a little more discerning about how they let information on their format, on their platform, and it just takes whatever it takes to get on there, but they scrutinize people a little bit more. It's a little harder to get on there, and we did it. So I want to thank you guys for that. I think that's fantastic. That was you guys helping me out getting on there. So if you can keep that up with the subscribe, hit the bell on the right of the button. There's a little thing down on the bottom of the screen where you can push subscribe right now. Hook it up. That would be great. We'll look forward to the next podcast. A couple new podcasts that we're going to have coming up here in the future, though, is Skiing with Apple. I talk about how I film what we do with Apple, my watch, that kind of thing. Spring skiing out here in the West. We're going to talk about summers in ski towns, golf festivals, blues festivals, music festivals, that kind of thing. What? Yeah, no shit. The golf is so killer in these towns in the summers. And then, what is better, golf or skiing? I answer that question. All right, thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you out here again. Thank you, peace, people. Gotta find the exit button. Gotta exit stage left. Yeah, I do. Okay. Did you guys like that music list? You know you did. Put that in your iPod. And put it in your iPhone. Put them in your ears. And rock it. Thanks again. Okay, YouTube, I always give you the little bonus. The little bonus at the end. So, real quick, going over this list, this David Bowie, This Is Not America. And that song is, it's poetic. It's not Bowie. But it's unique. And it's not industrial. I don't know. Check it out. Like, that's the song that I think that rocks. I did put Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers at #1 with Runaway Trains because that's like the ultimate ski song, in my opinion. Thank you, peace people. I'm out.